welcome. This is Cheryl, aka Artsy Island Girl for Love from Lizi. Today I get to share with you the new Summer Punch kit. This one is just vibrant and full of fruity themed goodness. There are so many different embellishments. There is a Summer Punch pad. This kit is for June 2026. I'm going to start off by creating my sentiments for my cards. I have everything pre-cut off to the side, but I want to use some of the sentiment stamp set inside the kit. Now it has some images as well, but I'm only going to be using the sentiments, and the sentiments are punny style sentiments, which I absolutely love. I've got a thing for punny sentiments, so that's absolutely perfect. I'm using the frame for the sentiment first, and I'm embossing it with some ivory pearl embossing powder. I'm going to be stamping the sentiment inside once it's embossed with some regular dye-based ink. So by embossing the border, it just gives it a little bit of a different texture as well as a beautiful frame to it. So I have a piece of cardstock here and I'm doing 4 of them. I'm going to create 4 cards in this video. I'm going to emboss them all exactly the same way with that ivory pearl embossing powder. Now you can use whatever color embossing powder you want. I chose the ivory pearl because it has a gold tone to it that I thought would work beautifully with the cards and the different pre-printed die cuts that I'm creating with, and I thought it'd be a nice contrast to the colors that I'm going to be stamping the sentiments in. So to make it really easy, I'm just doing the 4 corners of the cardstock that I have here. That way I don't have to move and reposition my stamp. I just turn my cardstock, stamp it several times with that embossing ink, then pour that powder on it, tap the excess off and heat emboss it. And then when I go to put it back in my stamping tool, I just go with the other or the next corner around, so until I have 4 of them done. Once I have all 4 of them done, I have 2 different dye-based inks that I'm going to be using to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to be doing 2 of them in a purple and 2 of them in a green. I chose the colors based on the rest of the colors in the card, some of them for contrast and some to blend in. I'm also doing 4 different sentiments. So if by chance you wanted to create a card that had 4 of exactly the same sentiment, all you would need to do is turn this piece of cardstock that is in there a quarter turn, and they would automatically match up with the other frames that we've already heat embossed. I wanted them all to be different, so I chose to do 4 different sentiments. I will clean off the sentiment after I've stamped with it to put it back in the packaging, position the next sentiment, put it on the door to my stamping tool, and then stamp it a couple times. And I typically will stamp it a couple times in order to get a full sentiment to there, or a nice crisp, clean sentiment. Sometimes when you first stamp it, you get one area that's a little bit lighter. So I like to do it a couple times to make sure that it's all nice and even. Once I have all 4 sentiments done, I'm just going to be using some detail scissors in order to cut them out. The edges are nice and straight, so you could use a trimmer if you wanted to do that. I kind of figured because they're fairly small, it would take me longer to line up the edges with the trimmer than to just fussy cut them with some detail scissors and do it by hand. And because we have some nice straight edges, there's nice straight edges to follow along with that fussy cutting. So I am going to do 1 of them on screen here, and I'm going to be doing the other 3 off screen because it's exactly the same as the first one. When I cut these, I do it about just a little hair outside of the embossed edge, so there's just a little bit of a border with the plain cardstock as well. You could, if you wanted, do it right up to the edge. My cards themselves are all laid out fairly similar. I'm going to do some just minor differences to different ones. I have one of the bright solid cardstocks from the kit trimmed to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I have a printed paper trimmed down to 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And for this card here, I'm going to be using one of the packages of peel-offs that is an add-on to the kit. This one is not in the kit, it's an add-on. I'm going to be using the lime green. There's different widths to the stripes in here. You can pick and choose whichever one you want. Some of them I do a thicker stripe and some of them I do a thinner stripe just for a little bit of variety. But this is a great way to add a little bit of a border. For this one here, I only did it on the left edge and the bottom, and I did it about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. Sometimes when I do borders like this, I'll do it on all 4 edges. Sometimes I'll do it just in the corners. Sometimes I'll be doing it on opposite edges, but they don't meet all the way in all 4 corners. For just a little bit of variety, you can do it however you want. There's enough stripes in that peel-off sheet to do all 4 edges of all 4 cards if you wanted to do that. I typically will do different things just to add a little bit of variety. For this card, I chose to use some of the metallic cardstock from the add-on pack, from the specialty cardstock pack, for the larger of the stitched ovals around my white stitched oval focal point in my card. I chose different colors for each one of the cards because I wanted to add a little bit of a different texture from the printed paper and from the pre-printed die cuts. By adding that bit of metallic, you have something that will catch the light as you're looking at it, and it just gives it a little bit more interest. I'm also going to be putting some of the peel off stickers borders on this card, but this card I'm going to be doing it on all 4 edges, again just for something a little bit different. But if you'll notice, it doesn't meet the edges on the top left corner and the bottom right corner, just for something a little bit different. Again, when I'm cutting my peel offs, I just use my detail cutting scissors, and the cool thing about using those peel offs is they're easy to lift up and reposition. If by chance you get it a little bit crooked, you can easily correct that. Now, I love the different printed papers in that printed paper pack, so each one of my cards has a different printed paper. They're all cut to the same size, and I chose colors that would coordinate with the pre-printed fruit die cuts that I'm using for that particular card. For this card, I'm using the pre-printed kiwi as well as the mango. I chose to use the orange metallic cardstock for the outer oval for this one, and then just plain white cardstock that's in the kit for the inner oval. I am putting my sentiments right over top of the fruit that I have overlapping each other. You could put it towards the bottom of the card if you didn't want to cover your die cuts, but I chose sentiments that worked with the fruit that were on those cards, and there's, I want to say, at least a half a dozen different sentiments to choose from in the kit. So it's great to have that variety and have those fruity puns in the sentiments. I just love it. For this one here, I'm going to be using some of the butcher's twine that is in this kit. There's 3 different ones to choose from, and they have citrusy colors to them, so they work perfectly with these die cuts as well. So I wrapped it around my piece here, adding a little bit of extra so that I have room to knot it. Once I've knotted it, and I actually double knot it to make sure it's not going to come apart on itself, I trim it down, and then I use my hands to fray the edges. I want it to look like it's a little bit frayed. Again, this is just giving it a little bit of a different border, a little bit of a different texture, and I love the fact that there are several different of these twines. There are different color combinations to pick and choose from for these cards that work perfectly for this. Now, because that twine has a little bit of dimension to it, I'm putting my acrylic block on the left edge to hold that down for my glue to dry. I'm using liquid glue for all of my cards. I typically use liquid glue for gluing most things together because I like that it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to move and shimmy things in place, and that way I get perfect placement with it. You also don't need to use a ton of it, and it dries fairly quickly. So for this card here, I'm using a pre-cut kiwi as well as a pear, and then adding that sentiment to the front. Now, there are some embellishments and charms in the embellishment pack. I'm going to be adding some of those once I have the basics for all 4 cards. There are some really tiny fruit slice, almost confetti pieces that I'm going to add to these sentiment labels, and I think they're just absolutely adorable, the detail that is in them, and I think they're going to add some great detail to those labels as well. For the last card here, I have my 2 pieces, my solid piece as well as my printed piece down. For this one, I'm going to be using the pinky purple of the peel off pieces for a little bit of that metallic texture. I have a similar color from the metallic cardstock pack that is die cutting, or that is used to die cut the larger oval to frame it. You could use the solid cardstock for trimming or for going around your ovals as well. But again, adding those specialty cardstocks, give it a different texture, a different finish, and it's something that your eyes catch. And I really love how it frames these pieces really nicely. So once I have my peel offs done here, and again, I have them on all 4 sides, but the top left corner and the bottom right corner don't meet. So it gives you the look of it being completely framed, but it's actually not. Once I have those peel offs on there, I go and add my metallic oval. Now, the nice thing about these oval dies is they have some stitch detail, so they're not just plain ovals. They have some extra detail that gets pressed into them when you do your die cutting, and I absolutely love that extra detail. I think it takes those die cuts to the next level. For this card here, I'm using the melon slice as well as some blackberries behind there for some contrast to it. Now we have all 4 cards, the basics done. I'm just going to add a few finishing embellishments. So these are the little fruit slice confetti pieces. I'm going to put 3 on each one of those labels. I'm just going to be using my liquid glue to glue them down as well. And then on one of the cards, the one that I used, the baker's twine, I'm also going to be using one of the charms from one of the packs in the embellishment pack, just to add another extra little bit of detail. Now, had I thought about it ahead of time, I would have tied the charm onto my twine. That probably would have been a better way to secure it. I end up just using my liquid glue and it works just fine, but because there's the twine there anyways, it would have worked good to secure it to the card that way. So for adding these little fruit slices to the labels, I'm putting a couple on one end and then one on the other end, just so that it balances out a little bit. And I also choose different ones in different colors so that you can see each one of them and see the detail in them. And they're, like I said, they're absolutely adorable. I love those little fruit slices. Once I have those glued on there, I'm going to let it dry for just a few moments, let that glue set, because I'm not sure if that fruit slice embellishment itself is porous. I just want to give it some time to grab it. Then I'm going to use that same glue for this charm here, and I chose a grape charm. I know there's no grapes in my pre-printed die cuts here, but the color itself worked perfectly with the color in the print in the background. So here are my finished cards. They're super simple, super easy to put together. It probably took longer for me to trim down all of my cardstock pieces and pick out which of those pre-printed papers I wanted to use than it actually did to glue everything together. I absolutely love cards like this because they're so nice and simple. Card kits, I love the fact that everything coordinates together, so it makes putting things together really quite easy because there's so many different options and we have all of the colors that blend well together. You'll find the supplies that I've used listed and linked down in the description box below. And even though I have 4 cards here and 4 cards in my channel, you can get so many more cards out of the rest of this kit. There's still a ton of it left, perfect for creating with. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a fantastic day.